don't know me, I'm Scott, and I have the great fortune of being both a friend of the bride and a brother of the groom. Jeff and I have always been close. In fact, at times we've been a little too close. You try sharing a room with him for 20 years. Over the years, we've shared many things. Clothes, interests, friends, his driver's license when I was too young to get into the bars. Believe me, he was not happy about that. But most of all, we've shared many experiences together. I remember playing stickball in the schoolyard, basketball in the park, tackle football in the snow, and manhunting around the neighborhood. Jeff was also a great partner in crime. From the times we were getting chased by the workers for riding our bikes in the cemetery, to the times we were being chased by angry drivers after hitting their cars and buses with snowballs. We were always getting involved in something. Well, now the chase is over. You have found a woman to spend the rest of your life with. They joke that a woman finds a man she loves for exactly who he is, and then spends her life trying to change him. So let's all take one last look at Jeff. We're gonna miss you, buddy. No, but in all seriousness, you're not only my brother, you're my best friend. I'm so glad you found your other half in Julia. I actually knew Julia before Jeff did, so I knew he was making the right choice when he told me he was going to propose to her in Jamaica. Julia, I'm so happy to welcome you to the family and have you as another sister. Marriage is not about finding a person you can live with. It's about finding the person you can't live without. I know they have each found that person. Now, if you'll all join me in raising your glasses and a toast. Here's to a lifetime of love and happiness to Jeff and Julia. Cheers.
Thank you, Scott. And now we're going to hear from Rachel. Here's Rachel.
My sister got married. Joel, it seems like just yesterday we were playing Barbies in the basement with Rusty hopping around. Julia is 5.5 years younger than me, which, when we were younger, this age difference was more apparent and advantageous. I used to tell Julia she was actually a boy, and she'd have to think about it really hard to decide if I was kidding or not. I wasn't always a torture chamber, though, and I'm pretty gullible myself, so we have that in common. When we were older, it was time for Julia to tag along. Once I got my license, Julia was hitting the beach with my friends and I, and that was a super fun time. When it was time for me to go to college, as excited as I was, I had some sadness because you, my main squeeze, couldn't come. I remember when you took the bus up to Massachusetts to hang out with me and my crew. I was so happy you were there. When I was moved home, you were away at New Paltz, and then I was just jealous because college is awesome. We would always regroup in the basement, just hanging out, shooting the breeze, till I begged you if I could go to bed, but no, Rach, I just gotta tell you one more thing. I miss those nights. Julia was always a night owl. One time we were vacationing in Arizona and had to rise very early to visit the Grand Canyon. I had the pleasant task of waking Julia, who growled as she lifted her head off the pillow. "Ooh, I hate the Grand Canyon." still manage to be funny even when cranky. You are the best sister I could ever hope to have. I love you so much, and I'm so thankful for you. Your happiness will always be my priority, and I'm here for you through eternity. Now here we are, and you're looking so beautiful, even Grandma would agree, and you're married to Jeffy, your booby boy. I knew you were serious about Jeff when you asked. Rach, I think I'm gonna make Jeff my boyfriend. What do you think? Then a few years later, the question was, Rach, do you think I should marry Jeff? Now, had been, where would we all be today? Jeff, my favorite thing that you ever said was, Julia, be quiet, your sister is speaking. Naturally, it had to do with me listing the desserts at Jossie and Chris's wedding while Julia was yelling because Jeff had a tux to fit into very soon. Nonetheless, I'd like to hear that phrase more often. Jeff, even though you think River of Dreams is Billy Joel's best song, I still like you. I always have a good time when I'm hanging out with you, and I'm thankful we have common interests. Like at baseball games, when my Yankees, who won 27 world championships, are beating the lousy Reds. We both have a love for softball. When I was little, I played for RGMB, and when I was 10, I was as good of a hitter as you are now. You run your softball team like a champion Yankee, though. You require 3 letters of reference and a resume for any potential player. Seriously though, Jeff, I'm glad you're my brother-in-law. I feel like I can hang out with you even if Julia isn't around, which is pretty cool. I appreciate you doing FBI background checks on all the guys I date. That really warms my heart. And you can count on me too, anytime all you have to do is ask. I love you both. I wish you all the happiness in the universe as you start your life together. I'm ending with a quote from my parents' wedding song because it's what I hope you feel for each other. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before, I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. Cheers, Jeff and
Thank you. I do believe the staff is taking your dinner orders at this time.